If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to the channel, and if you are new here, I'm Lindsay. I make fly fishing and fly tying videos to encourage you to give fly fishing a go. On this channel you will find videos that cover fly tying for beginners as well as experienced tyers. The fishing videos cover disciplines from river, bank and boat. If this sounds like your bag, you're in the right place. I hope you enjoyed today's video, so without further ado, let's get into it. Well guys, here we are again. If you're a long time follower of the channel, you know that I attend the Grayling Classic here on the River Test on the Broadlands estate. Every year it's been in existence, and this year I thought I was going to miss it. I've been really ill the last couple of weeks and I've still not been right all this week, hence I've not had a chance to come down and practice on the river. I'm here the day before the competition. It's a rest day. There's no fishing here on the Friday before the comp, but I have come down to film some B-roll and get the video ready for your enjoyment. So what I'm going to do now is explain what the Grayling Classic is, the format and what it means to me. Well, originally the Grayling Classic started off as an England qualifier. For many years Simon Lucas ran it here this week as an England qualifier, and then eventually the first year of its iteration it was an individual competition which I was lucky enough to attend. But in subsequent years since, it's been a pairs competition, and I've done it with all manner of people. I've done it with Graham Lumsden in the past, Del Spry, and in recent years I've been doing it with Ian Pinder, who again, he's not managed to get down and practice this week. So we're going by the seat of our pants. It's a pairs competition where the first pair gets into the river and is controlled by another pair for an hour and a half to 2 hours. I'm not quite sure what the sessions are this year, but it can vary a little. Once you finish fishing and being controlled, you then control for the second pair. Now, it's a very relaxed and friendly competition. There's no rules per se. You can fish how you like with what you like, as long as the grayling is shown in the net to the controller and safely returned. That counts as a point. So it's a simple enough thing. If you're halfway across the river and you found a little shoal of grayling, fingers crossed, you can catch them, show them up to the controller and simply return the fish, and that's marked on the card. And there is 2 sessions on the Saturday, 1 session on the Sunday. Now, it's a great competition and it's more like a gathering of great friends. I love coming to this, and all week I've been sweating it to see if I was going to be fit enough to come this weekend. I'm not sure I'll be hanging one on the bar, but I'll certainly be able to throw a couple of bugs into the river and hopefully enjoy it just as much. So that said, I don't think Ian and I will be able to compete this year. Not that we can compete many years, to be fair. So what's the sort of approach, if you like? Well, most guys will be approaching the grayling fishing at this time of year with a double nymphing rod, and that'll tend to be anywhere between 10 foot and 11 foot in the 3 to 0 weight bracket. Long, thin, light actioned rods, and they'll be cast in quite light bugs, because as you've seen when I had that fantastic day with Alex tipping earlier in the year, the river was really low, and even though we're quite late into October, it's not come up that much, and it's still surprisingly clear considering we had a storm go through this week. But with any luck, the fishing will be fantastic for the competition. I'm not sure how many guys have managed to get down and practice throughout the week. As usual, people are playing their cards close to their chest before match day. But hopefully it'll remain friendly and we'll have a great time. Now, having the privilege to come down and fish the iconic River Test, it really means a lot to me. It's not often I get a chance to come down, unless I get a kind invite for trout during the summer months and the grayling season. I can afford to come down once a month and have a go at the grayling, and sadly this year I've missed the opportunity to get on the river as much as I'd like. But the way the water levels are, perhaps maybe in the month of November I'll come back and give you another look at the river. when all the leaves are off the trees and the fishing's a little bit tougher. It should be really interesting to do a video like that. I have some exceptionally fond memories of fishing here with Graham Lumsden and Del Spry in the past, and even had Andy Croucher over from Norway one weekend. And it's a fantastic venue, and it looks like the weather's going to settle down and give us a break. One of the in-jokes amongst the people that come and fish the Grayling Classic is it's not a Grayling Classic unless there's a named storm come through to spice up things for the weekend. So tonight we're going to have the draw in the pub. Most people stay in the hotel local to the venue, which is only about a 10-minute drive, and next to that is a beef eater, and I think the draw is going to be carried out in the pub tonight. I'm not really in touch this year. I normally would be all over this sort of stuff, but as I say, I've been really ill and I'm just pleased to be here in one piece, if I'm honest. Now, as far as the draw goes, I'm not really worried. It'll be what it'll be. You'll get the stretch of water you draw, and you've got to go and fish it to the best of your ability. What I would say is I know the river very well, so whatever beat I get, I'll be able to go to places that I know should hold grayling. Now, with the water being down quite considerably, they may not be in the usual places, so that's something individually I've got to take on board and think outside the box. Are the graylings sitting in different water to what they would usually be at this time of year? Now, to edge my bets, in practice, normally I would probably boil down to one, maybe two rods. But because I've not practiced this year, I'm going to be setting up two rods. My first rod is a Jensen. It's the Competition Nymph. It's a brand new rod, this, and I will be doing a review on it later. It's unique. Selling point, if you like, is it comes with 3 different tips. So you have a power tip, a medium tip, and a fine tip. So depending on what the size of the fish are in the river, and I have no idea other than what I can go from my trip in the summer, is you can adjust your tip action to target the particular size of fish you're fishing for. So if you're after the small grayling, you would put the fine tip on, and you would maybe edge your bets with the medium tip if there's a mix. And I've decided to go for the power tip because all the grayling I caught in the summer were of significant size and I don't want to be messing about with them. So I've got the power tip on at the moment. It's an 11-foot rod for a 2 to 3 weight line, but as you can see, I've got a straight through mono tippet on, or it's an indicator tippet if you like, which I'll mark up the end with wax. I'm using 7X to attach my flies to my leader if you like, and I like to have as fine a diameter as possible, especially in this low clear water. I think it does make a big difference, especially if the fish have been hard fished for in the lead up in practice. The other rod I've got set up is again, it's a Jensen. It's a tactical trout for a 5 weight, and as you can see, I've got that set up with the dreaded bung. You never know, it's a big river. If you draw some of the canally sections, you might need to get across, and the Euro nymphing techniques don't really lend themselves to that kind of fishing. But the bung will see me in good stead if I've got to cast my flies across the river. It's a great way of covering water, and it can be lethal on its day. That's all said, you know what it's all about. I'm going to retire to the pub, get a good meal in me, have a couple of pints of Guinness to see me right, and I'll see you all in the morning. Folks, I would just like to pause for a moment to ask a big favour. If you're enjoying the video, please leave it a like. There is a new feature on YouTube called Hype. It's only available if you're watching on a mobile phone, but if you can give that button a click, it really helps push the video out to more people that love fly fishing. If you would like to be informed when I release new content, consider subscribing to the channel. It's absolutely free and you can unsubscribe at any time. That said, let's jump straight back in. Ian and I had walked beat 7 in the morning. Having fished this beat a number of times in the past, we both knew it well. The first session is only an hour and a half, so not much time to make an impact. Ian was keen to start at the top of the beat, and I was content to fish the bottom. From past experience, I knew it would be best fished from the other side of the river. I'm not unhappy with my beat, I've got to say. It's feeling a little apprehensive. I started with double nymph and was rewarded within the first 2 minutes with a small grayling. Little did I know at the time that Ian had caught a fish in his first 38 seconds. We were off to a flyer. The fish were coming steady and my controller informed me that Ian was going great guns. I used frequent changes of patterns to help secure more fish. I tried the bung rod for a while and despite it taking a few fish, it just didn't feel right. I quickly switched back to the double nymphing rod and was straight back into consistent sport. By the end of the session between us we had managed 44 grayling. Not too shabby for the first session and good enough for 3 place points. Go! Hand you away, pal. Tight lines, Harry. Good job. That's 1 minute 55 seconds. Well, we had that little spell of rain go through, but it doesn't seem to have affected the grayling. They're coming thick and fast. Harry's now sitting on 13, which is fantastic. He's still got 30 minutes to go, and I dare say he's going to catch my total very quickly towards the end. What he's done is something very clever, really. So basically I fished the same bit of river for the hour-and-a-half session. Harry's worked all the water available to him and it's paid dividends. He's caught a few double shooters. They've not all made the net, but a lot of them have, which has made a difference. But now he's rested the honey hole, he's going to change through his flies and he's going to move back into that area, and I can see him catching quite a few fish in that hole. But 13, if he fell over and broke his leg, that'd still be a great total. 14! Well done, Harry. Well, the session's drawing to an end and there's advantages and disadvantages to fishing first. So the advantage is, once you've fished first, you can get your kit in order, you're ready to move to lunch, you get your lunch, and then after lunch we're actually fishing second. So we've got a bit of time to watch the new pair going into the river to the next beat, and I believe Ian and I are on beat 2. Fishing at second, which is on the other side of the hut, which we'll head down to after lunch. But this session's been really good for both teams. I think Ian caught 24, so 44 fish for the teams. Not too shabby for a morning session. I dare say there's much bigger numbers than that. There's Harry picking up another one. Well done, Harry. And it'll be interesting though. I think we're way off the mark for the Horn of Gondor. Ian and I would like to win that trophy. We've argued who would take it home. Maybe not this year. So there's maybe 20 minutes left of the session. I'm going to start packing up my kit and then I'll get ready to move down for lunch and then on to the second session in the afternoon. Well, that's us started the afternoon session, and Ian and I are controlling Sean and Dave, and both of them have just caught a fish at the same time, I think, which is amazing. Excellent, well done, chaps. I barely got time to say introduce you and you've both caught fish. Fantastic, what a great start, and that bodes well for Ian and I, who will be fishing the second session. Now the afternoon sessions are slightly longer. They're 2 hours long, which gives us a little bit more time to explore the beat. We're off to a flyer, 2 fish in the first minute or 2. So I'm going to let the boys get on with it and we'll see how they do in their 2 hour session. Well, we're 45 minutes into the session and Dave's going great guns. He's had 13 grayling to the net. His partner Sean's struggling a little bit. He's only had 3, but it's a team game. So perhaps when Sean gets further up the beat, he'll start to get more sport. The numbers will just mount up. I think after speaking to Dave, we've both said that you'll probably need between 50 and 60 fish in this 2 hour session to make an impact on the scoreboard. But it'll be interesting to see how it's going. Dave's working between the double nymph and the delicate duo. The delicate duo's scored most of his fish, but he has started to pick up several with the double nymph. As Dave and Sean's session came to an end, a squall came through that really seemed to knock the fishing. Ian and I struggled for just 10 fish. It was very disappointing after the excellent start we'd had, but onwards and upwards. So after a blistering start this morning, this afternoon proved a lot more difficult. The guys that fished the first session of the afternoon seemed to do a lot better. Then a squall came through. It really seemed to knock the fishing. Ian and I struggled for 10, which, you know, should be grateful for that really. It was tough going, and we worked the bit of water we had for all we were worth, with not very much reward, sadly. But there's always tomorrow, and we've got another good beat tomorrow. We're up on beat 10, and there was some large numbers came off that today, so with any luck tomorrow we'll be able to put it right and hopefully finish strong. We're looking for a top half place. That's all you can do. We're in amongst a field of excellent anglers. Guys have come from all over the country, and some very talented boys amongst them. So I'm going to get a hot bath tonight, I think. I'm going to dose myself up with some cough medicine. I've done nothing but cough all day, and hopefully tomorrow morning I'll have dried out and I will be ready to go. So I'll call it a day at that and wish you good night. Good morning and welcome to day 2 of the Broadlands Grayling Classic, and today finds Ian and I up on beat 10. It's the uppermost beat in the competition stretch of water, and we're going to be controlling Keith and Wes first off the bat. Now, all the information gets shared in the evenings. Many people have a meal in the pub and guys just chat on how they've managed on the various beats. So Sean and Wes have got a solid plan to start with, and we've got the advantage of watching them for the first 2 hours, and it'll give the day some time to get some heat in it. It was really cold this morning. We had frost on the cars for the first time down in the south of England, and it took a little while to clear all the cars and get us to the fishery. But everyone's shaken out, ready to go, and it's sure to be a fantastic event. Well, we're actually 30 minutes into the session now, and the guys are doing okay. They've managed to get 6 fish, which is pretty good. The first session's always a bit dodgy because it's very cold and it takes a little while for the river to wake up. Sean's had 2, Wes has had 4. Now they're catching the smaller fish, and that's what most of the competitors here at Broadlands have done this weekend. They've targeted the much smaller fish with tiny flies because they are numerous and they're much more forgiving than the larger fish, which means you can catch them over and over again. Now, people might think that's not really grayling fishing, but that's the rules of the comp, and it kind of forces you down that route, if you like. You're not having to come to the bank to measure any fish, so the fish are in and out of the net in moments. It's so quick you hardly even notice sometimes. So it's maybe not everyone's bag, but I really enjoy doing it. It's a great comp. There's lots of guys I only see at this time of year, which I really enjoy their company, and it's just a really friendly, fantastic competition to be involved in. I hope I've still got a few years left in me. Ian and I were discussing it earlier about how our bodies are starting to break a little bit under the age, and we're wondering how many more years of this we'll get. Maybe another couple, I'll be happy. But let's get back to seeing how Sean and Wes are doing. Well, there's a little over an hour left in the session, and Sean's moved across to the far side of the river, and he's found a little seam of fish, and he's had one after the other. He's got his total up to 12 now, and I think Wes is on 5 or 6, I'm not sure, but they're doing quite well. The day's starting to warm up, and you can really see that the fish are starting to switch on. I've not seen many fish rising yet, and usually you will see a lot of fish as the water starts to heat up and insects start to hatch. There'll be a few fish up taking dries. We're not seeing that yet, but there's still an hour to go before Ian and I get into the river, so it might be all change and we could be fishing dry fly in our session. We'll just need to wait and see. Well, there's a little over 10 minutes left for Sean and Wes to increase their totals, and then it's time for me and Ian to get into the river. I'm going to get togged up and I'll see you at the end of the session. Sean had 19. Well done, pal.
Thank you, buddy.
Done all right as a team.
Yeah, not
done
too
very
bad.
well.
We don't fish.
Well done, mate.
We don't fish all year. We fish this competition. That's it.
Yeah. Ah, it's good.
So rusty.
The last session, and we could not have had a better beat to finish up. We started the fishing in near perfect conditions, but it was not long before the wind started to pick up. I got into a huge tangle fairly quickly that saw me having to re-rig. Not to worry though, as Ian was on fire, catching one after the other. Before I had even set back up, he had reached an impressive 8. Once I got back to fishing, I was soon playing catch up and the fish were steadily coming to the net. The last 45 minutes or so saw the grayling rise to feed on a small hatch. A quick switch to a size 20 cull saw me net several fish before the end. Finishing on 20, Ian had managed an impressive 22. As pleased as we both were, we knew that some huge numbers had come off in the last session. We were both still hopeful that we had done enough for the veterans to finish in the top half. Time would tell.
Cheers, buddy.
I've enjoyed it. It's been really good fun. Just a shame I could have done a bit more socialising in the evening. Well, we just cut.
Perfect. I like to give boys a chance to have a chat about me, like. Well, that's the final session over. Everyone's at the tent behind me, tucking in about some fantastic hog roast that's been produced by Dom and his team. This competition, I don't know what to say about it. I've waxed lyrical in the past about the Grayling Classic here on the River Test on the Broadlands estate. It's an absolutely premier competition. Nobody takes it too seriously. If you want to get involved in competition fishing, this is the one. It's so friendly, you'll get lots of information and you'll learn a wealth about fishing for grayling. So, to the results then.
Thanks for coming and thanks for fishing. Big thanks to the estate for letting us do it for such a long time, and hopefully we'll be back down next year, fingers crossed. It's been a bit of a record-breaking year, to be honest. So in total we caught, let me just double check, 1,966 fish for a rod average of 50, basically.
Well done, guys.
So yeah, pretty impressive, really. It was close at the top and it was close at the bottom. So we'll start at the top and work down this year. So with the winners, don't know whether random numbers, with 5 place points, Team Hanat UK. Well done, lad. Cheers. How's that? There you go. You got. Oh,
I don't even know anymore.
There you go, mate.
Thank you.
Well done, lads. Second place with 6 place points, Sportfish Winferton. There you go.
Mate.
Fly box, floating.
Cheers, mate.
Well,
Cheers,
right.
lovely.
Cheers, lads. And these guys caught 191 fish, by the way. With 7 place points, the Cider Twats.
Swats.
Get a photo. Get a photo. Someone get a photo. Yeah. The last 3 teams all had the same place points, by the way. And 20th place and the winner of the Outstanding Horn of Gondor was Bravo 2 Nymph. Yeah, Noah, where are you? Yeah. You're going to have to argue with Nick as to who's going to... What?
You never made it last year, I don't think. No.
Oh, well.
The trophy didn't. Oh, the trophy.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
So, yeah. So, there you go, Neil, take it back.
That was interesting photo.
Oh, biggest fish. To be honest, not many people measured the fish this year, so I think the biggest fish officially was a 47. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you next year. Yeah, right.